Google Notebook LM is one of my favorite when it comes to AI tools. So with Notebook LM, you can add multiple sources. Even on the free tier, you can add up to 50 sources. If you're using the paid version, you have up to 200 sources that you can add. So let's say, for example, I want to do a research about different collections of books, videos, websites, and all that. Then I want to put everything together in a place. I want to convert it to audio. I want to convert it to video. I want to generate in form of policy documents or study guide for me. You can use Notebook LM. So when you log into Notebook LM, you create your notebook. You can upload your sources. Let's say you've got your PDF, your audio, all the documents that are on your PC or your computer system, you can upload them here. Let's say you don't even have an idea of the resources, you want to make it open. That is the aspect I want to share with us today. You can use the discover sources. When you choose the discover sources, you have an option now. This is recent now. You can use the deep research to fetch resources from different parts of the web, and then aggregate all in your notebook LM and begin to chat with the sources, convert it to whatever you want to convert it to. So I want to showcase the deep research here. So if I come up here and say maybe I need something about AI, user trust and experience, for example, maybe that's what I want to do my research on, and I need aggregation of content from different sources. If I switch to deep research, it's going to perform a deep research online for me, gather as many sources as possible. Then I can decide to add my sources that I love, or I can expunge some of the sources it must have, curated for me. After gathering all these sources, then the icing on the cake in Notebook LM is the studio here, because in the studio you can convert it to a podcast like content. You've got two people discussing about the content. For me, I love that. Maybe I'm on the road, I'm doing something and I still want to keep reading. I can listen to the podcast. You can convert it to the video, to mind map, to report, to flashcard, to quizzes. So I just want to wait for the sources to be listed here, and then we'll continue from there. Deep research is completed now, and look at what I have here. So if I want to view all the sources fetched by Notebook LM, look at it. I've got 34 sources here. So I can decide to, remove the sources I do not want and leave the ones that I want here. Maybe it's even, it has divided it into cited in report and not cited. So you can now look through and remove the sources you don't want and leave the sources you want there. Let's even just leave it as it is and say, you know what, import all the sources in my notebook. So once the sources are imported there, then I can begin to communicate with the sources there. I can begin to chat with the sources. I can ask it questions about my research. I can ask it, a whole lot of things. I can tell it to do something. One thing about this is it will not go outside my collection here when responding. So that will limit hallucination in a way, so it's not fetching from anywhere else other than the sources that I must have approved here. So it based on the sources, it came up with this topic. It says building and measuring trust in artificial intelligence, based on what I typed in there initially. So you can come in here and say, summarize in a paragraph or something. It will use all the sources there when responding to me here. But like I said, this icing on the cake is the studio here. With the audio, you can convert it to podcast, the video to a video, mind map, report, flashcard, quiz, and all your chat also you can decide to save to notes, and the notes will be generated here. So when next you come back here, you can still refer to your notes because you can keep asking it a lot of questions and you keep adding them as notes. Let's say you're done, you've converted, you want to convert to podcast or video and all that. The latest upgrade now is you can decide how you want the video to come out in terms of the video visual style. Before, you are restricted to the default visual styles here, but right now you've got the classic whiteboard, anime, and so on, and you can now customize it. Click on custom and then describe the visual style that you want. So once you describe your visual style, you can just hit generate and it will generate the video for you. So this is really, really cool. Let me show you what I generated. So here now, this is that of the mind map. If I click on the mind map now, look at the mind map. So I want to read everything I've added. I want it to carefully arrange it for me. So if I click on this, it will open it up again. This is the mind map. This is how the mind map works. And if I click on an aspect of it, it takes me back to where that content is on my sources. So it will respond to that and give it to me here. Then I can read and consume everything that I wanted. If I want the video, let me show us the video, which is really cool. I use the video in a way now in my PowerPoint presentation. So let me play the video and for you to just see what we've been able to do here. Okay, cool. So this is the video here,
Let's
and
be
you can
real,
download the
artificial
video. One thing about the
or our
video is I
privacy,
love the
or just how
visuals.
fast this is all
So
moving,
at times I will
why do we
just
keep
screenshot
logging in and
the
using it every
visuals
day?
and put it in
This
my
right here is the
PowerPoint,
AI
if
Trust
I
Paradox.
see anything that I
So
love
here's
there.
how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at what happens when our trust in these of omitting
You see, nice looking
caches.
video. So we can check out Notebook LM. Notebook LM
Here,
is
the
really, really cool, especially for you that you want to do your research, you want to write a proposal, and then you've got a lot of content about, the organization that is pushing out the proposal, and you want to be sure that everything you're doing aligns with what they put in their document. So try it out. You will love it.